Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play RGFX Iron Curtain United States. So, last time we did have a coup in Syria with a little bit of a military invasion, just a slight one, bringing Iraq and Turkey into the conflict. I'm trying to get our troops back home, but their pathing is acting very strange. Just due to, mostly it's because of Vienna, mostly stinky Vienna. We did release Austria as an independent country. We'll see if the British, French, and the Soviets maybe want to kind of unite the country, but I'm not too sure if that's actually going to happen or not. So. Also, people have been commenting in the comments about the font choice, and I was like very bright and blurry. That's just part of the mod. I cannot change it. If I use like any other mod to kind of change the fonts, like the white text font, which I use for a lot of my other mods, it doesn't work. It just makes this a bunch of gibberish code that you can't really read. So it is what it is. Again, sorry, we can't change it. I would if I could, because I also don't really like the fuzzy font. It's a little hard to read. So, what is our current goal? Right now, we are doing the current Internal Security Act. We got an election next year. I'm not too sure exactly who we're going to elect. I would prefer to elect people who did not actually get elected in real life. Truman holds meetings with senior military advisors. Here's my question. Like, does it... I mean, either way, he stops being a field marshal. Insubordination, or we can just let him go. Like... We're not in the war. We're not in the war. Why does it matter? I do not know. I do not know why it matters. Also, that's not what I want to do. Okay, so... I'm looking at this, right? Does it matter? Like, does this actually really change anything for what we're doing? I think the answer is no. So, let's just relieve MacArthur. Again, I don't know. I don't think we should be getting all these Cold War events. Not Cold War events. Korea War events. Like, the war's over. It's been over for so long. I just don't know why they do not realize this. Can you guys get over to Iraq any faster? Maybe, maybe not. We do have some national focuses. So we've got the Internal Security Act. We could do a crackdown on strikers. Field strikers at 52. I mean, it's not... I mean, it's only May of 51. We're not quite at 1952 yet. We do some policy. We do stuff with the IMF because we did go... Apparently, we did go a little bit bankrupt. Environmental regulations. Currency valuation and privatization. Let's not remove 35% tax rate, because we kind of need it to earn at least a little bit of money. We can work our safety regulations. Stability goes down. Monthly population goes down. Bro, you're actually kind of okay. I mean, our stability is trash. Resource to market. Increase corruption by 5%. I don't even know where corruption's technically at. You can value the economy. Efficiency cap goes down by 5%. I think that's kind of okay. So you know what? Let's devalue the currency somewhat. I mean, we're 2.4 billion. Can I not pay debts a little bit faster? Take out domestic bonds. Take out this. Loans. Pay off debt. We can't do this. And I'm not too sure why. Can I not just, like, pay it back? Investment amount, auto-queue defense. I mean, we don't need to get any of this stuff done. I gotta just, like, I want to know why I can't just... Why can't I just pay off the debts? It seems like I should be able to. Yeah, MacArthur's been relieved. The White House message, General Secretary current... Do they hope to use Heritage campaign, fast propaganda to convince the Croat people to join them and reestablish Croatian government? Okay, so there's kind of a small domestic disturbance in Yugoslavia. It doesn't really matter for our grand stuff. The White House message, the Army Secretary currently visited in Korea to inform General MacArthur that he would be relieved. However, there's an issue with the signals, and the Army Secretary never sent the message, or never received the message. It said Truman informed the reporter of his decision. MacArthur only found out when the news reported in Tokyo about his dismissal. General MacArthur is said to be deeply hurt, but is complying with his orders to hand over his command. Again, this didn't need to happen. Right? It didn't need to happen. I don't know. I don't know. Basically, that's it. You know, let's get some encryption. That seems fine. We're gonna get some more tank upgrades in like 3 days. We can also recruit some more operatives. Like, and sadly, like they're all American. And sending us more spies in the Soviet Union. Hopefully they speak Russian. Otherwise, or Belarusian in this case. Otherwise, we might have some issues in the grand scheme of things. I mean, the game thinks that we can build more units. Can I build more units? We're saying 5,000 infantry equipment. Yeah, the thing is, like, we don't actually have that many factories. I mean, we're trying to get our Air Force up as strong as we possibly can, which I think makes sense. Our Air Force kind of needs to be the backbone of our army. Resistant occupation. Apparently, we're taking resistant occupation in Manchuria, which doesn't make any sense even remotely, but okay. Can I just, okay, occupy territories. I'm going to just return territory. Return Senkaku Islands. Are you the Senkaku Islands? Yes, you are. But you're a core state. I don't know why there's resistance strength here. We're going to do a sneaky little thing, which is just have no garrison in this territory at all, and hope that things work out okay. Public outrage or dismissal. News that General MacArthur has been relieved from command has caused a lot of the media backlash across the United States. Many editorials have criticized President Truman for unmercifully removing the most decorated officer in American history. Many reports note that his leadership of MacArthur had turned the tide in Korea, and his relief was due to what appears to be jealousy from the White House and not military conduct. The millions of Americans remember MacArthur for his wartime heroics, or served under him in over 50 years in the Army. The removal is being seen as a slap in the face. Only a few major newspapers support the president by claiming MacArthur has overstepped his boundaries one too many times. The administration was left with only one choice. Again, the Korean War's not happening. There is no war. There's no reason for him to be dismissed. But you know what, game? I won't challenge you on this. I won't challenge you because I don't think there's any point to attempt to challenge you. Okay, resistance occupation again. Oh no, resistance in Manchuria. It'd be kind of funny, like they uprose against the People's Liberation Army. I doubt that they would. I did see some people in the comments below being like, you should just invade Manchuria, and at least for right now, I think an invasion of the Soviet Union would not work out in our favor even remotely. They have at least 100 divisions. We are at 99. So at minimum, we would be even. And if we're the aggressor, it does mean that none of our allies will actually join in on the war, which I think is bad. We would need somebody in NATO to be attacked if we were to even think about invading the Soviet Union. Like if Germany was attacked, or France, Britain, Italy, just somebody. Also, we're kind of broke again, unfortunately. Our GDP growth rate is negative 39%. I mean, that's kind of impressive, honestly. We have 100% support here. And why not do some propaganda? Let's try to lower stability in Albania. I don't know if we can... Radio for Europe. We got to go back to... Yeah, we don't know if our Albania plans have actually worked out quite yet. I mean, again, hopefully they do. We're also producing outdated equipment. Let's upgrade our main battle tanks 2. And I think that's it for now. Infantry Special Forces will go for the 1914 rifle. Or 1950 rifle. I feel like we probably should have had that a while ago now. Special Forces attack and defense. You're basically both things I don't actually care about. Marine modifiers, I also, to be honest, I don't really care about at all. I'll go like recon company support, that seems fine. But Senate and Republicans investigate Truman over MacArthur. The Senate Armed Forces Committee and Senate Foreign Relations Committee are holding an inquiry into the war in the Far East and decisions to dismiss General MacArthur. Many Republican senators and representatives have criticized the president for his action. Senator Robert Taft called the decision vindictive and hasty, stating it proved how unfit President Truman was for the office. Along with the Joint Chiefs, Senator MacArthur will likely present evidence to the inquiry. The inquiry will decide if President Truman has violated his constitutional authority when he removed the general. The inquiry is not just a major embarrassment to the president, but also tries to leave him vulnerable to an impeachment vote. I mean, here's the thing. If there's actually, like, an impeachment for the president, I will probably actually do it, because I think that that's quite interesting. Let's do the Social Security Act of 1950. I mean, we're basically... I mean, we can reduce the healthcare spending even more. Yeah, just don't spend any money on healthcare. Just again, because I don't want to be completely in debt. Like our GDP growth, you can see again, negative 40% is almost kind of impressive. I don't remember what the GDP button actually was. But either way, the GDP has not been looking good. It's been looking bad, horrible. You know, I'm not going to try to sugarcoat things. It's been shit. But you know what? What can you do? What can you do? Yeah, reinforcements, upgrades. We want these on a high priority. Our basic infantry divisions. I mean, you got motorized here, mechanized, light artillery. I do like how the infantry, I think, I mean, they don't have any actual, like, foot infantry in them. I'm guessing NG is, like, non-motorized. But, you know, let's train up some of these guys. Let's just say, like, 7. Let's go 10. We'll deploy a handful of, like, kind of crappier infantry. We'll just put you at 5. We'll put you at 5 as well. And why not add in 4 armor divisions? Basically, this will be kind of like our army template for future military incursions. We actually don't have enough electricity in the country. You know, let's import from the not import from the Soviet Union. Are you crazy? Import from France. France is an ally. We also need more light metals. We'll get that from the French as well. We can get some rare earth metals. We probably get that from the Canadians. Unless the uranium mines in Canada haven't been discovered yet, which is entirely possible. We'll try to get our basic stuff here going. Senate inquiry absolves Truman. Senate investigation firing General MacArthur reaches final conclusions. They declare that President Truman had not breached constitutional authority by relieving MacArthur. However, they noted the circumstances that occurred to hurt national pride of the American people. The inquiry also claimed that there was no evidence of major disagreements on military strategy between MacArthur and the Joint Chiefs. During the inquiry, General MacArthur provided powerful testimony defending himself. However, all his claims were rebutted by the Joint Chiefs, greatly weakening his arguments. Okay, so apparently that whole thing was for absolutely nothing. Airborne divisions. Again, like, I don't know. It's like I can theoretically give them back the territory. Because I mean, actually, you know, if there's no organization, if you don't have any garrisons here, then that should theoretically mean that we're not actually sending troops here, if I'm not mistaken. There's a little bit of resistance in Hawaii, a little bit of resistance in Puerto Rico, but they got pretty high compliance at the moment. Panama, even. I'm assuming that's the Panama Canal. Okay, one of our agents was captured. I don't think that's too surprising. We have maybe like 4 or 5 agents in the Soviet Union. It's not surprising that at least one of them would have got captured in that time. Okay, Social Security has, I think, passed. Okay, we'll ignore the American or the IMF for now. Anti-merger act. You do give us political power. You actually give us more political power. So you know what? That's literally just a political power gain. Why not take it? Get more political power off you. Crack down on strikers. Power plants, tax relief. I mean, I would like some stability. Because again, our stability it's not where I would like it to be. Domestic desk. You're 5% stability. Operation Mockingbird, I'm sure that's completely fine. We also have, like, no units in America. I know we have a 22 stack. What am I talking about? They got a small army in Miami. Again, just preparing in case anything happened in South or Central America that the U.S. military, you know, theoretically might need to engage on. Our units are in the area. And, you know, while we're at it, we're not at war. We can't be at. We can't go to DEFCON 2. But we're at DEFCON 3, which I think is still decent. And we don't have any of the space race stuff done. But I mean, neither have the Soviets, so we're, I think, okay on that. I think most of the space stuff's unlocked like 1955 anyway, so we still got some time. CIA domestic operations introduced. The CIA does not have domestic policy powers, and is forbidden from spying on Americans at home. However, it does have a national resource division with a domestic focus. The NRD oversees several programs for voluntarily debriefing Americans in order to collect public intelligence, and the Office of the Current Intelligence, which gives high-level briefings. However, the agency is rumored to be involved in other operations meant to experiment certain technologies, theories, and efforts at influencing public opinion. Such operations are critical for strengthening the capacities of the agency in the coming years. But the CIA plans on keeping its operations away from the public to avoid legal challenges. But if we were just a little bit of Operation Mockingbird, get us our stability. The drift defense is basically hot trash. Top secret. Don't tell anyone about this, okay? The little secret between Truman and you, viewer. Nobody needs to know. And we're just going to ignore the IMF for now. NATO membership. You got anything new for us? I don't really think so. Again, we're still... How are we still losing money? GDP is $0.31 trillion. Fantastic. Tax income's shit. Services is not making us that much money. Agriculture. Like, what's our biggest drain? It's the army. The army is making up, I think, literally about 80% of our economy. We might need to downsize the military. So yeah, you know what? Put these on low priority. I don't know if just training these units count towards the GDP loss. They might. What about the Navy? We do have a lot of ships. And again, without a ledger, I can't really quickly check. How many boats does the Soviet Union have? They've also got a ton of ships. So I don't know if we can easily just be like, hey, let's disband all the boats. At least for right now. What we could theoretically do is all the Air Force. Like, what if we were to theoretically disband the entirety of the Air Force? Because all the planes, they don't get deleted. They just go back to the stockpile. Maybe that will reduce this spending. I don't know. I think we might need to give it like a monthly tick. Dimitri's career abounded. After 2 years of testifying to the House of Un-American Activities, former Hollywood 10 member Edward Dimitri is seeking a resurgence in his career as a director. Since testifying, he's directed a number of films, including one of the rising Hollywood actor Kirk Douglas. There are rumors he may soon be picked to direct the upcoming film starring Humphrey Bogart. The observers believe may be a big hit during the Oscar season. It appears his repentance and condemnation of communism was a key, as all the other HUD 10 members continue to be blacklisted among the film industry. Hollywood insiders believe the studios feared the public backlash if they were hire men seen as communist sympathizers. So again, let's see if that has decreased our spending for the Air Force. If I basically have disbanded a big chunk of the Air Force. Also, when is the monthly tick? 9 more days. Okay, we can see in 9 days whether or not this actually worked out for us. The commencement of Operation Mockingbird. Mass media is increasingly becoming a vital medium for how people across the globe consume news. Soviets are already influencing and manipulating the military to further their political objectives and undermine the United States. To combat this foreign influence and subversion, the CIA recently initiated Operation Mockingbird. The agents are recruiting leading American journalists and influencing civil groups in order to coordinate an effective response to Soviet efforts. More importantly, the CIA is helping to propagate our own media offenses to better persuade the American and international community for our just cause and prevent the infiltration of foreign influence or American communists. But I do think that at least for right now, it's going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not enjoying, click thumbs down. If you want to subscribe, and goodbye.